Dana Lynn from the Dharmacy. So this is part 2 of my carrot ginger garlic soup. So they've just come out of the oven and look at all this beautiful stuff. I like to get it nice and brown and greasy. It's a nice olive oil. See, I love getting it caramelized like that. All that adds such flavor. The ginger has been baked. So lovely. And the garlic. So all of this is going to go into the blender. So I'm going to set you up for that. And I'm going to set you up right here. Right, there you go. So I'm going to take all of my carrots. God, that's good. So just gonna put all of this into this. And the baking just adds so much more flavor to the soup. So that's why I like to bake this kind of stuff. It just really adds to the wintry flavor. It's so good. I'm probably going to need to make 2 batches of this because this is a lot in one batch. So this was probably about 8 carrots and about half an onion and about let's see, about 5 garlic cloves. Okay, I'm gonna make this beautiful. So I've separated it, and there's some surprise ingredients in this soup. Some organic orange and organic apple. I'm going to put all these spices in there as well. So bear with me here. You don't have to put all the spices in. I'm just a spice girl. So I also have my homemade soup stock. So my herbal one and then my plain one. So I'm gonna use both of them. So, it's hot in here. So I'm going to make sure I have the measuring cup. I'm going to take half of this, which I think will be 2 cups. Yeah, so, well, that's 1 and a bit. So let me get down to 1 cup. Okay, that's 1 cup. Let's do a cup of just the regular vegetable stock that I made, just plain. Okay, so there we go. Just gonna, can't help myself, the onions are so good. So I'm going to put this on here and see how it comes out. So just bear with me here. Okay, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar into this batch. So this is half of it. I think I'm going to add another 1/2 cup of the spicy herbal soup stock, and then the other plain one, and add that to it. I'm going to add some This is where it gets super fun with all the herbs. And I'm going to add half of the, so I did a half of the orange, and I did a half of the apple. Okay, now the salt, Himalayan crystal salt, going to do a teaspoon of that. And I want to do a bit of nutmeg in there, so I'm probably going to do like a 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and probably 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of cardamom. 1/8 of a teaspoon of cardamom, so all the nice spices, savory spices for this time of year. I'm going to do a bit of turmeric in there too, so probably like a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. Okay, and probably a 1/16 of a teaspoon of allspice. There we go. Now I'm just gonna get this blended. So one sec. All right, let's have a little taste. Wow, that is so good. Tangy, spicy, so good. So I'm just going to, because I've made such a big batch of it, I'm going to freeze it. Oh, I think there's still some, yep, there is. Okay, well, I'm going to freeze some and put some in a jar. So when you fill up the jar, don't fill it up all the way here. Leave a bit of distance for swelling, for expansion. And yeah, so I'm just going to put a lid on that, and then I'll freeze the rest of it. Hope you enjoyed this version of my carrot ginger savory soup for the winter.